Hi, guys. I hope all is well. Of course, I love you all. I wish everyone the best. I don't wish any hurt, harm, or danger on anyone, even those people that did me wrong. I don't have any kind of animosity or any hostility towards anyone because that's not how God works. So let me start with this, guys. I love you and I wish everyone the best in their future. I wish everyone teach their children to do and be productive. And I'm going to go in like this. And it's not for me to care if you're offended, because if it offends you, that means that you need to work on the situation, or you can just get the fuck out of here. So anyway, this is what I was told. I was told that if this offends you, that this is probably your problem. Your problem is the reason why you are morally bankrupt is because you turned away from God. Think about it. Morally bankrupt because you just don't trust that God got your back. So this is probably why you chose the darkness. God always got your back all the time. You just got to have patience, faith. You have to have integrity. You have to have what you call empathy. You can't walk around with ego, high as a kite. You gotta love and be kind. So I was asked to post this message of people having what you call moral bankruptcy. So moral bankruptcy. The reason why you're morally bankrupt is because you have turned away from God. You do not believe in God. Even though you go to church, there is nothing about you that says that you believe in God. There are people that don't even go to church. They don't have to. There are people that know what wrong is wrong and what's right is right. There are people that can actually read the Bible because they know that wrong is wrong and right is right. So if you can comprehend that something was wrong and something is right, then that means that you're capable of reading the Bible and you can be in a doubt about it. But if you don't know the difference between wrong and right, you're not capable of doing too many things productive or abundant because you just paid for that position. You don't have any character or integrity. You just paid for a service. And now you have a book in your hand and you don't even know what it is. So you're morally bankrupt because you don't even know what God or who God or what God is. That's your problem. You don't believe in God. So guys, the talent that's inside of you, yes, the talent is inside of you. You just have to draw it out with God. You have to let God walk ahead of you. You have to follow directions. The reason why you're probably financially bankrupt or mentally bankrupt or physically bankrupt or spiritually bankrupt because you don't want to believe in God. You keep fighting. You keep fighting the real father. You keep fighting the real father, and you not showing your discipline that you believe in God because you going to go sign off on this and do this and doing things like as if God don't see you. So how do you pretend and act like you walking with God and God just saw you do something you don't have no kind of business doing? So how are you mentally strong with God and you doing all this other scheming stuff and trifling stuff behind, closed doors as if no one saw you? God saw that. And you're going to have to pay for that. So let me go on. Each and every individual is not developing because Satan is your father. That's the problem. If you haven't noticed by now, what you do is not God. So what else are you doing? If God isn't your father, then who is? Who are you serving? You can't pick both. You gotta only pick one. So it's either gonna be Satan or God. So if Satan's your father, this is probably why you don't know who you are. This is probably why you don't know why you're here. This is probably why you haven't done the work on you, because you keep on taking short, expensive deals that you keep having to owe over and over again. When you on God's side, you don't get treated like that. You just don't. It's so much better on the light side than it is on the dark side. However, you felt as though that you should just make these deals and you should just go ahead and sign yourself away. And as if you don't have to pay for that, or there's no karma that comes behind that. But there is. You have to pay that back because you chose to allow Satan to be your father. You got to do the work. You got to do better. You got to talk to God. You're going to have to ask God to forgive you. Yes, because you're morally bankrupt. Because you don't want to believe in God. You decided that the way you living is okay for you, but you never asked God if that was okay for God. That's your problem. You didn't ask God, what do you want me to do for you, God? But you signed something else. You saluted to something else. You're a part of something else. And then you want to come back and put your tithes in, do the most, go to church, crawl over pews and really donate this, donate that, doing this. And if you love yourself so much, you wouldn't be interfering and minding other people's business, because you are a child of God. You don't care about other people's business because it's not for you. You don't interfere and intrude and, I would say, sabotage, smear campaign, steal, scam. You wouldn't be obsessed with stuff if you decided that you didn't want to be morally bankrupt anymore. So guys, you're God, you're the one, and you're God. You're the one who decided to make Satan your father. Now, you don't have to decide to keep making that decision. Did that even sound right? You don't have to decide to keep making that decision. You don't have to keep making that decision. However, I'm thinking that it's only adults listening. If it's children listening, I'm hoping this is helping you out for your future for real. But if it's adults only, which I only post for adults, you guys got to do better, because you got to take care of these kids. You keep making all these kids, keep making all these people, and then you don't get to prepare for the future. You just thinking about yourself. You selfish. You so fucking selfish that you're not even taking care of your children. You're not taking care of yourself to make sure your kids is good. What is that? What is that? So guys, think about it. And if you think about it and you own it and you respect yourself, you would do better. So guys, this message started off as being morally bankrupt. And morally bankrupt, if you morally bankrupt, that means that's a mindset. And a mindset means that it's on your head. This is a temple what leads you to whatever direction you want to go. Even if it's a direction that you don't want to go into, your mindset, your strength with God would easily say, no, I rebuke that. No, I don't want that. No, what is it? No weapons formed against me shall prosper. I rebuke you, Satan. I don't want that. I didn't hear God tell me that I was supposed to do that. That's not for me. It's not my turn. I'm patient enough to wait on God and see what God has for me. I know myself. I know my purpose. I know who I am. I'm a soldier. I'm a survivor. I do what I need to do when God tells me it needs to be done. And what I gotta do doesn't affect anyone in any kind of way. Even when you sit in silence people understand that message. Actions speak louder than words, guys. And that's your character. Your character is who you are. So some people fail to realize that they think that how they are is okay and they shouldn't get judged by it. And that's fine. However, your persona, you leading off a certain way. You portraying to be one thing, but you distort it. You're another. You want things to go one thing, but you're not sufficient. And if you're not sufficient in basic stuff, why in the world would God want to keep gifting you and you're not even sufficient? You're not diligent. Your integrity is trash. You have no empathy. You have no sympathy. Your character, you ran that out of the wall. And then you want people to respect you. Respect what? You don't respect yourself. How about you clean or sweep around your own front door before you worry about sweeping around somebody else's? Handle your own house situations before you can go outside of your house and worry about what somebody else is doing. Mind your business. Why don't you just talk to God more, especially if you're an adult, and especially if you just are not programmed anymore. It's different when you are mindset programmed, stuck, brainwashed. But if you're not even programmed and you actually are obvious to what's going on and you taking advantage of the situation, trust me, honey, I'm going to just get on out your way because I already know it's coming for you. I'm going to just move because I don't even want any of that debris or backlash falling all over on dusting on me. Fuck that. I'm going to just move out the way because whatever is ready, whatever you decide that you wanted to invest in, guess what? It's always a cause. It's always a cause and effect. It's always a cause and effect. And the thing about it is that you have to ask yourself whether you know wrong from right. And I am talking to adults, I think. So there's adults out here that seem to not understand or comprehend something called that was wrong and that was right. And when you come to a conclusion of understanding what's wrong and what's right, then you can use your discernment. And then God can understand you so much more. But if you can't comprehend what's wrong and right, then what are we doing? How to help me help you? Because you don't understand what's wrong and right. That's why you're mentally bankrupt. So guys, I want to say this with love, kindness, and care. Please use your discernment. Do better. Try to find the closest, nearest, or best, if anything, whatever you can afford or however you can help yourself. Find that physician. Find that doctor. Find that therapist that can help you out with your mental issues. Because as long as you are morally bankrupt, everything around you is reeking out you. You may think you pretending and hiding that you're morally bankrupt. Maybe to you, you think you hiding it, but your behavior really shows how morally bankrupt you are. So, it's up to you. Use your discernment, and it's up to you as an adult to figure out why you are morally bankrupt and why it's reeking out your pores and why things haven't been working out for you the way you would like them to. You have to talk to God. You have to bring it to God, and you have to do the work. All right, guys. I just wish you guys the best. With much love. Take it easy.